Hello, chalking friends. It's Maggie Maria, your independent chalk couture designer. Happy Friday night. Woohoo! Happy Friday night. Woohoo! Happy Friday night. Woohoo! The week is almost over. And we get to do it all over again. So welcome. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Linda. We are going to make a fun, and I'm not even going to say fast because there's more than one project that we're making this evening. We're going to make two fun projects with this month's Club Couture transfer, which arrived today. It shipped out yesterday to all the club members. So those of you who are club members, your transfer is on. The thing's falling down next to me. I'm sorry. Your transfer is on its way to you. I'm sorry. I'm still cleaning up glitter. I didn't do a very good job of that last night, and I want to get rid of all the glitter on my surface before we pull out a brand new transfer. So, Club Couture is a super special, exclusive club that you have to be a member of in order to receive the transfer. It is an exclusive transfer. You cannot get this transfer if you are not in the club. I can't buy it myself. I'm part of the club though, so I get one. But it's a super fun transfer, and this month's I'm kind of in love with because it's simple, it's classic, it's not seasonal, so it's something that you can use in your home all year. But just in time for the holidays, it also is one that will make a very nice gift for someone. So I think it's a really cool one. So I'm going to show you two different ways to create with it. One, kind of the traditional way that it's meant to be made, and then one a little out there. It's not that out there, but it's a little out there. So that's what Club Couture is. Club Couture is a monthly subscription service for $20, $19.99 if you want to be exact. But for $19.99 a month, what happens is, like magic, in the mail, you get a B-size transfer. B-size transfers are 8.5 by 11. They're normally $14.99. So you get a B-size transfer. You get 3 paste packets that are different colors, never white, always a color. So you get 3 paste packets, and the paste packets retail are like $2.25, something like that. If you do the math, you can't buy them individually, so you got to do the math to figure out how much they are. They come in sets of 12. So you get 3 paste packets, and it comes like magic with free shipping to your door, which is kind of I think the biggest thrill to our Club Couture is you don't pay for shipping. With your monthly subscription. If you order stuff off the website, the shipping is 8%. So once you hit the minimum, and I think the minimum is like $5 for shipping. So it's kind of a nice little way to get your feet wet with the transfers, where it's not this big, huge commitment. It gives you an opportunity to get comfortable with the product, so that then you can just jump off the deep end and totally go all for it. But that's what Club Couture is. They ship every month on the 5th of the month. They come like magic to your home. And that's all it is. It's this great little club. But it is exclusive. So if you like this transfer, you cannot buy it unless you join the club. If you join the club now, what you're doing is you're actually joining the club for next month. But when you join the club, they give you a one-time option to purchase this month's transfer while there are supplies last. So if you want this month's transfer, you can get it. You just have to join the club and then opt in to purchase this month's transfer. And then next month, like magic, on the 5th of the month, a transfer will ship to you with 3 paste packets. It also comes with an instructional video. And then the other thing that they do for Club Couture members, because you are our preferred customers, right? Because you've committed to a monthly subscription, so you guys are pretty awesome. So the sales that we do several times throughout a year are typically also exclusive to club members. So for example, was it last month, we did a surface where you could buy chalkboards really reasonably. The club members got even more options of transfers that they could buy even more reasonably. And this month, there is another special going on for club members, where if you spend $50, you get on the website. You have to order through the website for the club to get the deals, because they actually come from corporate. They don't come from me. But if you order $50 worth of product on the website this month, you will get a $15 coupon in January. So it's a bounce back coupon. So that's kind of fun. But the club is really fun. So, do you want a drum roll? I need a drum roll. Have you seen this month's Club Couture? I was really good this month, and I did not post it. I have not shown it to anybody. You guys don't really have it yet because it shipped yesterday. But I got mine today because mine ship on the 1st. I get mine a little early because I'm special. It's one of the advantages to being a designer. But you ready? Look at how cute this is. Less house, more home. I just think it's adorable. Look at that cute little house in the middle of it. So this is December's Club Couture. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it 2 ways. We're going to make it down and dirty on a tea towel because it will make a very nice gift for the holidays on a tea towel. And it is a good size to go on a tea towel. It's a little big, but totally works on a tea towel. So we're going to put it on a tea towel, and then the way it's meant to be made, you know, just straight up and down, one color on a tea towel. It'll take us 5 minutes to do. So we're going to do it on a tea towel, and then we're going to get fancy with it, and we're going to kind of play with the spacing of it and create it a little differently than it is designed to be made. So you're going to get 2 for the price of 1 tonight. Woohoo, aren't you guys lucky? So I'm sorry I'm being bad. I'm not saying hello to everybody. Hello, Miss Janine. Hello, Nicole. Hey, Carol. And Amanda is here. Well, welcome, everybody. Friday nights are a busy time for people. So I always appreciate it when you guys take the time to hang out with me. I got my little 3-year-old buddy finally to bed. I think he's asleep. I hope he's asleep. If he's not, my husband will be down here, and then this video will be over. But we're going to use this amazing Club Couture transfer. Club Couture is part of a company called Chalk Couture. Chalk Couture makes amazing adhesive silkscreen transfers because we are chalking the halls, walls, accents, and accessories of homes all across America. We were created to be designed, loved, and repeated for every season and any reason, and we bring easy, high-end DIY home decor directly to you by offering reusable adhesive silkscreen transfers, Chalkology paste, Couture ink. We're going to use both tonight, paste and ink, surfaces that you can create on, which we're going to use one of our surfaces this evening, and accessories to make chalking super easy, super stress-free, and super fun. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ink, because we're going to make a quick little tea towel. And I have this very pretty teal flour sack towel. I like to use the flour sack towels. I think they work very well. I'm going to slide an ink mat underneath it, because unfortunately the one thing about flour sack towels is they do tend to be kind of thin, so you do want to be careful that your ink doesn't bleed through to whatever it is you have underneath it. I'm going to slide my ink mat underneath it, and I'm going to stick my fabric down to my ink mat. My ink mat is sticky, so it helps me, first of all, it helps me pull out the creases so I don't have to iron. I could have ironed it, but it kind of gives me a little added. It's going to help if I put it on my ink mat straight. There we go. Is that enough room? Yep. Okay. So I'm going to stick it on my ink mat. It's in the middle of my tea towel. And we're going to do this very simply, very clean, just one color, because then I'm going to show you how to wash your transfers. So this little video here is going to have all kinds of good, fun information in it. How to clean your transfers, how to ink, and how to chalk. Woo! This is like Chalk Couture in a nutshell. Right here. Okay, so I'm rubbing out my air and sticking down my fabric. Okay, it helps me with bleeding. It helps me with bleeding from the front side to the back side. It also helps me with bleeding with my transfer to make sure that my ink stays where I want it to be. So this is called Less House, More Home. So I'm going to write on the back of it. You write the name of the transfer on the back of it for 2 reasons. Number 1, you need to know which side of the transfer backer sheet is the back and which side is the front. And the second reason is it helps you put your transfers away when you're all done. So when it's time to take your transfer off of its backer sheet, you lay it face down. You start it in the corner, and you very carefully pull it off of its backer sheet. Ooh, this bad boy is sticky. Holy cow. I haven't had one this sticky in a long time. Alright, so this guy is sticky, which is good because it's going to stick to fabric. Oops, I got to move my transfers for later. because I'm going to need my water bath because I'm going to need to wash it in between because we're going to go between ink and chalk. Okay, so I have my sticky side facing up at the moment, and I'm going to flip over my transfer and just put it on my towel. Okay. I smoosh out my air and make sure that my transfer is stuck down. The transfer part is the teal color. The silk screen is the clear part. So when you see the color of my towel, that's silk screen. And when you see the teal color of the transfer, that's the sticky part. So that's the part you just want to make sure. This transfer has some beautiful detailing in its font. So you just want to make sure you get it all. This would make a really nice housewarming gift. So for my realtor friends out there, this is a really nice little gift. Just make them a quick little tea towel. All right, I need ink. I didn't grab ink either. Let's just, should we use fawn, which is kind of a pale cream? We could use white, which is obviously white. We have lots of choices. We could use storm, which is a very pretty light gray. We could use, I don't think this, no, that's too snatchy-matchy. That's Couture teal. We also have Tide, which is kind of pretty in the tonal sense, but I think we're gonna go just kind of clean and simple. We don't want to get all fancy on us. So I think we will go, let's just do white. Let's just be really simple with this. Kind of clean, it's kind of classic. So what's the difference between chalk and ink? We're going to use both of them tonight. The difference between chalk and ink is ink, once you heat set it, is permanent, which means you can wash things. So I'm going to be able to put this towel in the washing machine and my ink is not going to go anywhere. You do have to be very careful with ink. Every time you touch your ink container, you're going to check your fingers. You're going to look around you. You're going to make sure you know where your ink is at all times because it's permanent. So if you move your towel into your ink, you are going to get ink in places you don't want ink, and you are not going to get it off. Hey, Linda Squared. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Molly. Welcome, everybody. Happy Friday night. We are doing this month's Club Couture, which is really sweet little home sentiment. So again, I'm just pushing it all down, making sure that I have all, I don't want to bleed, okay? That is one very dirty squeegee. So next I take my squeegee. My squeegee has a flat side and it has an angled side. With ink, I can just dip and go. I don't have to stir, I don't have to do anything. Ink is just ready to go. And you just blob it on and squeegee across. Cover up your silk screen. Make sure that you have even ink because you can see it. Don't go off of your silk screen with this because if you go off of your silk screen, you won't get it off. Where chalk, you can remove it, assuming it's on a surface that will allow you to remove it. So I'm just squeegeeing across. You do use more ink than you use chalk, and you use more ink because your fabric is absorbing it as you go. And my white is super thick because it's old and it's been open a lot. You don't add water or anything to ink, you just use it thick. So again, I'm squeegeeing off all that excess. So look at the difference here to up here as to how much I squeegeed off. That's all about how I hold my squeegee. And you don't want to waste it. Okay, continuing to look at my fingers every time I touch my container because I don't want to touch my fabric if I have ink. So again, now I can just go back and get all this excess off. I put it right back in my container because you don't need to waste it. Okay, so I'm just squeegeeing away. Make sure my whole silk screen is covered. Oop, I got it on my finger. So now I'm going to wash my finger off real quick. Hey, Kathy, happy Friday. Hey, Cheryl, happy Friday. Thank you for sending me out into the world, Cheryl. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so I washed my fingers off because I have ink on them. And I'm just ready to pull it off. So I just started in the corner, but I pull from the middle because my transfer is fabric, and I do not want to stretch it. And pull it straight up and down. It's hard to do that on fabric because it sticks down. And look at how cute that is. I throw it right in my water bath. Get it down in my water bath. Once it's in the water, it's no longer sticky. So it's going to start to get wet. And here's my super cute towel. Now, what I will do with my towel, and for the essence of time, I'm not going to do that with you tonight because I have another project I want to work on with this same transfer. But now what I will do is I will dry my ink, and once my ink is dry, then I will heat set it. And how you heat set fabric is you iron it for 4 minutes on each side. So I'm going to iron it for 4 minutes, and then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to iron it again for 4 minutes. That is how you heat set it. I'm taking it off of my ink mat carefully because my ink is wet right now and I don't want it to touch itself on the towel. And what I do is I set them aside to dry overnight, and then tomorrow I will, sorry, I gotta get rid of that. Tomorrow I will heat set it. That's as easy it is to make a cute, super cute little tea towel. So let me show you how you wash your transfer. So my transfer is sitting in its water bath and it's full of ink. So I take roll your sleeve up. Verge would be yelling at me. Verge, roll my sleeve up, and then I just kind of start right in my water bath. Just kind of getting my excess off. Now I can also do this under running water, but I just rub all this excess right off, okay? And I'm rubbing it, and I'm rubbing both sides as I go because I put it on a towel already, right? Which fuzzed it. So for those of you who are new to our little chalk and show, fuzzing is a step where you take lint and you apply it to the towel by setting it on a linty towel, and then it picks up the excess lint on the towel and it makes your transfer not as sticky. It's a step called fuzzing. You do that when you're going to put your transfer on something like glass or galvanized. You can do it when you put it on really anything, wood especially. You fuzz it to make it not work so hard. So I'm just washing off and defuzzing. Okay, so now I got my excess ink off. So now what I do is I take my transfer and I'm just rubbing the back and I'm getting all that fuzz off. You can feel the fuzz and it starts to float in your water. So fuzz does not hurt your transfer because it comes off in the water. So now I'm letting the excess water drip off of it into my water bath. And again, now I'm sticky side up. Now, my transfer is wet, so my transfer is not sticky at the moment. See? There's no stick to it whatsoever. As my transfer dries, it will become sticky again. So first I start on my sticky side because it's wet, so I can do this. I can just wipe it off. I'm going to use my Club Couture towel. And then I take it on here and I just wipe it down. This is how you wash your transfers. Now what I do is usually I'm not using my transfer right away, so I rinse them. So this is what happens after I hit the live button. I turn it off. I go and I wash all my transfers off and I lay them sticky side up, not sticky side down, sticky side up. I let them air dry, and then in the morning I come down and I put all their backer sheets back on them and put them away. In an ideal world. Yeah, there's a few days worth of transfers laying around right now. I've been a little busy. I have a little 3-year-old friend hanging out with me this weekend. Okay, so now as my transfer is starting to dry, it is starting to get sticky again. So your transfer is not sticky until it's dry. So that's how you wash your transfer. Then I kind of air it a little bit to help the re-sticking process. And now I'm sticky again. Okay? I'm going to set it aside because I want to show you the project that we're going to make with it now. That sucker is really sticky. It's been a long time since I had one that was that sticky. Okay, so what I want to do is I have this fun little board. This is our box frame. It is 6 inches by 18.5-ish. Ooh, and there is glitter in it. See, it is the gift that keeps on giving. You want that glitter going. Do not want glitter in the back of your transfer because you will not get it out. Okay, so this is the box frame. Love this frame. White on one side, brown on the other side. You can chalk on both sides. So this is a very nice, very versatile board, and it's not expensive at all. So I have my white wood surface, but I need to wax my white wood surface because I'm realizing I did not wax it. And we have not, boy, you're getting like the whole shebang tonight. The cleaning, the waxing, the inking. This is like all of my tricks up in my sleeve in one evening. All right, so waxing is something, again, you're doing to help your transfers survive as long as possible because they last a long time. They stay sticky for a long time if you take good care of them. So waxing sounds, you know, ooh, ominous, but it's not. You buy a finishing wax, a paste wax. Don't get caught up on the brand. There's several different brands out there. But I'm going to take this, and I need a waxing rag. I do designate rags for waxing because the wax doesn't come out in the laundry. So you could use a paper towel. If you're not going to do a ton of waxing, use a paper towel. So I just get a little wax on my towel, and you just rub it on very lightly. I'm going to give it a minute, and then I'm going to buff it off. And then my surface has a barrier. So that barrier allows my transfer to not have to work so hard. So waxing is a very simple, very easy step, but it's really worth it for the longevity of your transfers. Now, there's all kinds of schools of thought out there about should you let it sit overnight before you buff it, and I don't. I wax and go, and I've never had a problem. I have, you know, when I've had time, right? That's a joke, right? When I've had time, I've waxed and let it sit overnight, but I usually don't have that kind of time. I'm usually waxing right before I do my project. So I'm going to let it sit for a minute, and while I let it sit for a minute, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do to our really pretty little board. So what I want to do is I want to do less house, and then I want to put our little house in the middle, more home. And on our little house, I want to chalk a pattern. So we're going to use a pattern. Wow, this is a full show tonight. We're going to do a pattern on here, and we're going to put our little house in the middle of our house. So I want to show you some examples of what I've done with these little houses. So this is truly a wood block that's cut with an angle on the top of it. There is nothing fancy about this. This is a piece of really inexpensive wood. Use scrap wood, use whatever you got. I do not cut these, quite honestly. I do purchase these. They come just like this, and they're very easy to find in those in that one big store. It's really close to my house. But I do buy these. So I have made these many times. Let me show you some of the ones we've made in the past. Now I like the chalkable chips on them, which is what this little round circle is. This is a reusable double-sided chalkboard. And I normally glue them on. This one, the glue came off because I transport this all the time. But what I like about using the chalkable chip is you can change this seasonally. So those mini transfers, like the one we used yesterday, which was for the holidays, and then there's a Valentine's Day one coming up, you can just change this every season, and you have this super cute little piece of home decor that you're just having some fun with. There's that one, there's this one, and then there's just a plain one. So these two have background patterns on them. This is the mini buffalo plaid, and this is the patterns set. There's 4 patterns that come with this one. This one is the super cute little daisies, which I love. This one is buffalo plaid, the mini buffalo plaid, and then it has one of those minis right on top of it. This one, again, this one isn't sticky anymore, is just painted with chalk paint. But you don't have to use chalk paint. You can use any paint. Acrylic paint, don't buy chalk paint. Chalk paint's expensive. Just use regular paint. And then it's got this super cute little zhuzhing up with a ribbon. So these are our houses. So that's basically the look I want to go with on this one, except instead of the mini buffalo plaid or the daisies, tonight we're going to use the houndstooth pattern. So we're going to do which is my favorite. We're going to use the houndstooth pattern on here, and then we're going to decide Are we going to chalk the house with the heart right in the middle of it, or are we going to put it on a chip and then which chip color we should use? So let's start with that. First, we're going to start, that'll give our wax way more time than it needs to soak in. So, I'm going to move these guys aside because you saw them. I've explained what we're doing. Let's get to chalking. So first thing we're going to do, oh, actually, I think I changed my mind. We could do houndstooth, or we could do this really pretty woven plaid, which I am kind of in love with. So let's use the woven plaid. So then we can do some fun colors. Hello, Tammy. It is a great sentiment tonight. It's a great reminder that I don't need a bigger house and I'm grateful for what I have. Yes, I agree, Tammy. It doesn't matter what your house is like. It matters what's inside of it, right? Amanda loves the houses. Amanda, they're so easy to make. Oh my goodness, Amanda. They're so, so easy to make. And they're tons of fun. They're super cute, and they're just this little piece of pop. You know, pop of color or pop of home decor. A little zhuzhing, right? So this is the woven plaid, and how you do that is you do it in one direction, and then you flip it, and you do it in the other direction. You can do multiple colors, but this is a big transfer. This is a D size transfer. And it is sticky, so you have to be very careful that you do not stick the back of it to itself. And you want to make sure you put it on your little house. I'm just going to use the corner. You want to make sure you put it on your little house straight. Okay, so I am going to attach it. Make sure it's straight, pushing down all my little lines because I want good coverage. Now we did this woven plaid on the Christmas tree, if you remember the Christmas tree cutouts. Move it up a little so you can see it better. And I'm pushing it down. Getting it to stick. Did you hear that sound? That sound is air. You can always hear air. Okay, so I have it pushed down. And what I like about this woven plaid is you can do the different lines in different colors. Amanda says, I love that it's adorable and durable so that if tiny hands in my house get a hold of them, they will survive. Yes, those tiny hands, I am relearning all about tiny hands this weekend. Whew, I'm exhausted. I don't know about you ladies. Okay, so we're gonna do, I think we're gonna do white and grayish, which is a very pale gray, almost a white gray. Just so it's subtle. I mean, we could go wild. We could go crazy. We could throw a little curry in there or a little bit of papaya. Because I do like the color, and there's such a little bit of it. Let's do curry. So curry, and so my cadet blue is the color I want to make the house. And maybe the words. So blue is the main color that I'm going with, is the blue. So we could go with curry, which is kind of a mustard, or papaya, or both, with a little grayish. We could do these, we could do all three of them. Then I'm getting a lot of color in here. Cheryl, where are you? Or we could do white. Excuse me. The color is very subtle. You don't see it. It's not like it's like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of papaya or a lot of curry. I had this all thought out in my head, and then, you know, I hit the live button, and then I'm like back to the drawing board with colors. So I'm going to stir, because I know we're using grayish. So when you open up your chalk paste, you stir them. You want it to be a yogurt, sour cream-like consistency. This is a brand new paste, so this is beautiful. Cheryl says grayish. Okay, Cheryl, grayish, but grayish and what else? Grayish and white? Or grayish and papaya? Grayish and curry? Amanda, they come unstained. There's nothing on them. They're just raw wood. And then I paint them. Cheryl says papaya. All right, we're going grayish and papaya. Well, there's really 3 different lines, though. We'll go grayish, papaya, and white. Because there's dots, there's a stripe, and then there's the slashes. And the slashes we'll do in grayish. We'll just do the little pop of color. in the other guys. Oh, we're going for it, right? If we don't like it, we'll do the other side. I actually painted both sides on this one. Sometimes, ooh, are we really don't have a curry that's open? Really? What the heck? Who knew curry was so popular? All right, we're opening up curry. This is a beautiful color. It does not look like a beautiful color when you stir it, when you first open it, but I gotta tell you, I'm in love with curry. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. And my living room, my formal living room, is gray, navy, and yellow. This yellow. So eventually, once the holidays end in that room, that's where this sign will go. So I'm stirring it up. This is brand new, but it's a beautiful consistency. Those of you who took advantage of the paste sale that I just had, you want to be careful that your paste oh, Cheryl says white. No curry? We got to put a little curry in there because the room has curry in it. So I'm just going for it, Cheryl. Sorry. Who knows? If we don't like it, we'll do the other side. Because that's the beauty. Or we could wash it out. Well, it's wood. It's wood that I didn't wax. Ooh, I didn't wax it. Oops. You cannot wax. It's just your transfers last longer if you wax. This is the don't do what I say show. Okay, I'm going to cover up my white so it doesn't dry out. All right, so I'm all ready. The main color we're going to do is grayish. So, well, we don't need a big squeegee. I'm going to take my little tiny squeegee. I'm going to dip it in my grayish. And I'm just going to squeegee across my little lines. So I have my little great nephew, which I know it seems so strange to me to say that I have a great nephew, but I do. I most definitely do. Because, you know, that's what happens in life. It keeps going on, and you get great nephews. Who's adorable. He's 3 years old, and he has been staying with us. He's staying with us through Sunday. And today, he and I are never alone together. My kids won't let me be alone with this little boy because they love him so much. They cannot possibly leave him alone. But they had to go to school today. So he had to have the whole experience of watching them get on the bus and hanging out with me. And I am not as much fun as they are. So I've got, you know, this whole fun day planned, and we're going to do all this fun stuff. And we went to coffee with my friends, and he got to meet all my friends. And then I drove him to Kids in Motion, which is a place by us that, you know, you go to when you want your kids to use up a lot of energy. And I'm like, oh, we're going to go here. We're going to use up all of our energy. We're going to come home. We're going to take a nap. And like a good aunt, I got him a Happy Meal for lunch. I hope his mother's not watching. Ooh, that's, okay, you can't see it yet, but hang on. I'll hold it up. Now, it doesn't look like much yet because it's only 1/2 of the pattern. But I do kind of like the colors. So I get him a Happy Meal, which is something I never bought my own kids. Don't get me wrong. My kids have eaten plenty of McDonald's. But I'm too cheap to buy the Happy Meal, plus I don't want the toy. I feel Happy Meals are, you know, kids don't need all those toys. They don't need all that plastic. They don't need all that stuff. So I buy him a Happy Meal, take him to Kids in Motion. We pull in the parking lot. He's eating his chicken nuggets. He's eating his french fries. I park the car. I'm all ready to take him out. He's sound asleep. And I'm like, geez Louise, buddy, here I had this great day planned. We were going to have all this fun, and you are sound asleep in the back of the car with his chicken nugget in his hand. Oh, my goodness. I laughed so hard. So then I'm like, now what do I do? Is he really going to sleep? I mean, it was only like 11:30 in the morning. So I'm like, all right, we're just going to sit here because maybe he's just taking a little rest, and we're going to get up. Well, after an hour in the parking lot, I'm like, he's not waking up. I think I can give up on Kids in Motion. So here I had all these great plans for the poor guy, and he didn't get to do them. Oops. I don't know if that line's even going to show up, but we're going to do it. So, no Kids in Motion for the young man. Oh well, next time. But then my kids came home and like, you took him to Kids in Motion? And I'm like, No, I tried to take him to Kids in Motion, but he slept through it. So they're like, well, we want to go. I'm like, oh my gosh, you haven't been to Kids in Motion in a million years. They're like, yeah, I know, that's why we want to go. And I'm like, all right, well, hopefully we'll have more time over the weekend to go. It's a great place, though, when you want to spend energy on children. My kids love Kids in Motion, Amanda says, and Happy Meals. You are a good aunt. Okay, so young Master William's grandmother would be my sister that passed away. And it's kind of this big joke in my family. My sister that passed away was larger than life. Oh my gosh. She was crazy. Fun. Oh my gosh, she was just crazy. Fun, fun, fun. And she made it her personal mission in life. She loved McDonald's. Like, loved McDonald's. Which is fascinating to me because she ran the food school hot lunch programs for 2 major school districts. So nutritional food was her thing, but she loved McDonald's herself. So she made it her personal mission in life to feed all of our children their first French fry. Both my other sisters' kids, my kids. Oh, gosh, this is so cute. Wait till you see it up close. So that's why I feel like I have to take the little man. This is so cute. I am so in love with this woven plaid. I totally have to feed him French fries when I have him. I think his mom feeds him French fries. I don't really know, but I think she does. Because, you know, her mother, who's no longer here, loved French fries and McDonald's. So I'm sure his mother has eaten enough McDonald's in her day that she takes him to McDonald's. But people are always like, oh my gosh, you go to McDonald's? I'm like, I don't like the food. I love their Coke, but I don't like their food. But in a pinch, man, it works. But he was so cute with his little chicken nugget in his hand. And then we're driving around and all he talks about is Charlie. Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. Charlie's at school. And then all of a sudden from the backseat comes, Charlie's my best friend. I'm like, oh, don't tell Ella that. That's not going to go over very well. You tell Miss Ella that Charlie's your best friend. Okay, I'm closing out my chalk paste. Cleaning them up. Closing them up. Oops. I've totally lost a top. Oh, the one on my white is not white. Which one did I open? I opened curry. Okay. Brand new. Yeah, my sister was crazy. Totally crazy. Laugh. Oh my gosh. Laugh about her all the time. The things that she would say and do. She's been gone a long time though. Alright, so we have our super cute little, like really cute, like beyond cute little house here. I'm going to clean up my chalk paste. Oh, we're going to keep using grays. We're not done with grays. Alright, so we've got our little house done. Now we will we'll probably chalk right on it. You know, I don't know that we necessarily need a chip. We could, I don't know. We'll see when we get that far. So now we got our board, and I need to buff it. And, is this nope. Where did my waxing rag go? I'll just grab another one. All right, so when you buff, I hold it in the air, just because if I do it on the table, you jiggle. So I'm just gonna hold it, and I'm gonna do a quick little buffing. All I'm doing is rubbing it. Okay, you're gonna lay it on your table and do this. It's much easier. Okay, so I got it buffed, and you can immediately feel the difference in your surface. It's super smooth. So we've got our little house that's gonna go in the middle. Take these guys off, we don't need these. I had it all measured and even marked where the middle was. But in my moving it around, I did it with chalk. It's come off. So I'm going to remeasure where the middle of my board is. My piece of chalk is right here. So this is my middle. So that's where I want the middle of my house to go. Okay. think I'm gonna put it down. I don't really want it floating in the air. I don't know why I did that. I put the hot glue on it, but oh well. Oops. So now I have my transfer. So what I'm going to do is it's going to be less house, more home, with the little house chalked on here. So we should probably do that. This is dry, right? Well, let's do less house first. And this is a tight squeeze, getting it all to fit in here. Tight squeeze. It's going to move it over a little bit more. The nice thing about when you wax your boards is if you do make a mistake, depending on what color you're using, it's easier to wash it off if you wax. If you wax wood many times, with the exception of red, I will say red is the hardest one to wash off because of the pigment in it. There we go. Now we're straight. Do that. There we go. Okay, so originally I was going to do Cadet, which is a very pretty blue color. And then we don't have a lot of papaya or curry. So I could stick with papaya and curry and do my little house in blue. And then I would just have my blue pop. I would probably do papaya. So papaya is the orangey color. So we could do papaya, and then the blue house on top of there. What do you think, Cheryl? Cheryl's my go-to color girl. Not that all of you aren't, and anybody's welcome to weigh in, but Cheryl always gives me good advice when it comes to colors. So papaya, and then blue house, or blue, or we could do grayish. I mean, that's boring. We don't want to do grayish. I'm covering up the grayish. We don't want to do grayish. That's boring. I'm going to give you a minute. There's a delay, so what I've said, Nicole likes the blue. I like the blue. But I love blue in my house. I have a lot of blue in my house. I'm going to open it up and stir it because this guy is messy and he's been leaking all over. Cheryl says, I concur. You concur in liking the blue? So sometimes your pastes look really like oozy, like it's fermenting in its container. That's okay. Just stir it up. Works just fine. It just, I don't know what it does. It's like it gets air in it. And sometimes they ooze. Amanda says blue. Okay, we're going blue. Sometimes you get, you know, they leak a little. Well, I store mine on their side, which you're not supposed to do, but I do, just because it's the easiest way I have found to store them all, because I have all of them, and I use them all, so they sit in front of me on a rack on their angle. I'll show it to you someday. But okay, I'm gonna clean this up because I'm a mess. I think we're going. Everybody's saying blue. All right, we're going blue. I love blue. You can't go wrong with blue, right? So we could do papaya or curry for the little house if we want it. If we want to add an additional one of these three colors. So squeegee, flat side, angled side, dip my angled side right in, load up my squeegee, move my house out of the way, I don't need it there right now, and just squeegee right across. Cadet is a very pretty blue color. It's almost navy, but not quite navy. I need to make sure that I don't squeegee here, because once I start going, I tend to get paste happy, and I paste where I didn't want to paste. And I don't want to paste there. I just want to fill up my silk screen, squeegee my excess off. Okay, oops, put all my excess back in my container. Grab a wipe, smooth out my lines, because I do have some lines. And I'm going to pull my transfer off. Okay, that is cute. And then we're going to have this in the middle. Oh, this is going to be so cute. Okay, so have less house. And now we're going to put more home right over here. Making sure that we line it up as we go, because I want them to be the same, right? Which I actually think we did a pretty good job. Oops. I will hot glue gun that little house down here in a minute. So I'm using my ruler to help me line it up so that my less house, more home are even. And every time I do that, it sticks to my fingers. Okay. It's hard to tell. I think it's up too high. It's sticking to my surface as well, which is not helping me. And I gotta get it over far enough that my E actually is down. Okay. Take my house out. That might help if my house isn't in it. Make sure I'm straight. I want to be crooked. Push it down. Line it up. I think I'm too low now. Yep. We'll get it. Don't worry. This is the hardest part. Lining it up, and I don't ever measure. You all know me. I don't measure. I don't like to measure because inevitably when I try to measure, I mess it up. When I don't mess it up, or when I don't try to measure, I don't mess it up. Just one of those weird things about me. Isn't that the case though in all things in life? When you care too much, things don't go well. There we go. All right. And my paste was not dry over here. I don't know what I was thinking before I started putting my house down. Okay, my house is lined up. All right, so I'm just pushing down my transfer. Now I'm going to squeegee away with my blue. Again, just dip it in, go straight across. This is really a pretty color. I got spoiled because we used to have a color called Midnight Blue, which was just a little bit darker blue. It's a really nice navy. Looked amazing on white. Didn't look so good on chalkboards though, because it was too dark. Just blended right in. It was almost a black navy blue. So then they came out with Cadet, which is a little lighter, so it's easier to see on a chalkboard. It's still a pretty color. I didn't think I was going to like it as much, but I do. Okay, I'm going to pull my transfer off. I don't want to put it in my water bath yet because I still need to do my house. Ooh, my house is over there. I have a bleed, which should be relatively easy to clean up because I waxed my board. We're going to find out. So right now we have less house, more home. So far we look straight. I am going to dry it this time because I didn't before, and I did mess up my letters over here a little because I put my ruler down on top of them and it wasn't dry. So it takes just a quick second to dry. I'm going to take a Q-tip and a little bit of water. So just give my, just spray a little bit of water right on my table. Take a Q-tip, I just dab it in, just get it a little bit wet. Blue is the other color. Red and blue are the two that are hard to get out. Especially on wood because it gets in the grain. But I have a trick. I'll show you my trick. The all else fails trick, I call it. See, I don't get parts wet. You don't want wet, because then you end up messing up the parts you liked. Okay, so then I do my trick. Ready? Just make it go away. This works on this board. Ta-da! Can't even tell. All right, so now the big question is, got our cute little house in the middle. We're gonna put our house in it. Should it be blue, curry, papaya, gray? We're just gonna stick a little house in the middle of this house. What color should it be? I have a mess going on over here on the side. You can see that. Big old mess. Because my transfer got wet. So the paste that's on the outside of my transfer got wet. I don't want to move my board, because this is a wood board, into it. So now we need to just make our little house. So the other question is on here, where do we line the house up to? And I think we're gonna line the house up to this papaya or curry line right here. We're gonna kind of center it in here because we want it, because we could put this up. I just don't like how it's floating. So we're gonna put it down. And then we're gonna center. Cheryl says papaya. All right, that's all I needed. Okay, so stick my transfer down. I do need to be careful because I have paste and I don't want it to cause a problem on my board underneath it. And if we don't like the little house guy, we can always redo him. Oh, I added water to this, so I just gotta stir it a little with my squeegee. Okay, good to go. Ready? Hope it's straight. You can't see it quite well yet because it is wet. I'll dry it and then you'll be able to see it. I like it. It looks good. Once you dry it, you can tell your paste is dry because it loses its sheen. It becomes matte in finish. So here's our cute little house. And my surface is dry. Okay, look at how stinking cute that is. We did a good job. So, are we ready to hot glue it on? Once I hot glue it on, we're done, right? Yeah, we're hot glued. All right. So then, it's not hot. What the heck? What happened? Hang on. Thought I turned it on. Don't you love it when things don't go the way you think? Okay, that'll just take a second to warm up. All right, so then we're going to, well, you don't need to watch me hot glue on and on. You know how to hot glue. Get rid of my little chalk line I had down here to make sure I was straight. And this is our fun little Club Couture project. Club Couture is a monthly subscription service for $19.99 a month, like magic. A transfer gets delivered to your house with 3 paste packets. And this is our fun little Less House More Home. So this is just some examples of different things that you can do. Just like the home alone would be super cute on something, just home. More home by itself, you know, who doesn't want to be home more? Right? We all want to be home more. You can use it with different transfers. I love the curliness of the font. I think it's got some really nice features to it. But it's just a fun little project. So I'm Making Maria. I'm your independent chalk couture designer. If you want information about Club Couture, you can comment club, and I would be more than happy to send you the link so you can check it out and see if it's something that you're interested in joining club-wise, because it's just fun. And like magic, this little package comes in the mail every month, and you've got like a guarantee half hour of you time and crafting fun. It's a surprise. You never know what the transfer is going to be, and they're all different. Sometimes they're whimsical, sometimes they're home decor, sometimes they're seasonal. It's all different every month, and I don't know in advance till they announce it or mail it to me what I'm going to get either. So it's kind of fun. Just a little mystery. You know, sometimes we try to control too much. So if you want information on the club, let me know. Even if you are watching the replay, if you can send me out into the world, I greatly appreciate it. Helps me tremendously when you do that. We got a bunch of sales and things going on in the VIP group. So if you're not a member of the VIP group and you would like to be, please comment, add me, or you can go right to your Facebook search bar and type in Making Maria VIP group and request to join. And then you can get in there. It is a closed group. It's not public, so you have to request to join in order to get into it. And if you want to just check out any of these products at all, you can go to www.chalkcouture.com/makingmaria, and you can see all the products that I've used here. There is a tab at the top of the page that says Club Couture, and you can click on that and get all the information about the club as well, right there. Whew. So that's what I got for you tonight. Happy Friday. There is no video tomorrow. I never do a video on Saturday, or rarely I should say. I do a video on Saturday, but I'll be back at you on Sunday night. So here you go. This is our super cute little Less House, More Home, just cuteness little sign. Just, you know, to have just a little fun. This board stands all by itself. Now, which I'm going to say that, and this one's not going to stand. My table's not level. It stands, or you can hang it on a wall. You can do all kinds of fun things with this board. So that's all I got. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great weekend. Think of me as I'm trying to chase a 3-year-old, please, because I'm exhausted. I need to go to bed now. But have a great weekend. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me on this Friday night. Have a great weekend. See ya.